No one saw it coming. Not the fans. Not the staff. Not even the members of BTS themselves. It started like any other moment. Lights flashing, cameras rolling, thousands of eyes fixed on the stage. RM stood at the center, calm and composed as always, embodying the leadership that had guided BTS through years of global success. But something felt different that night. There was a tension in the air, subtle, almost invisible, but enough to make the most observant fans feel that something unexpected was about to unfold. And then, it happened. Out of nowhere, Jungkook stepped forward at it first. It didn't seem unusual. Jungkook often moved freely on stage, interacting with fans, teasing his members, creating those spontaneous moments ARMY lives for. But this time, his expression was different. There was no playful smile, no mischievous glint in his eyes. He looked serious. The music faded slightly, almost as if the world itself paused to make space for what was about to happen. RM turned his head, confused, his eyes meeting Jungkook's. For a brief second, the leader of BTS looked like he didn't recognize what he was seeing. And then Jungkook did something no one expected. He walked straight up to RM, and without saying a single word, he pulled him into a tight embrace. The crowd erupted, but quickly fell into a stunned silence. This wasn't just a casual hug. This was something deeper, something heavier, something that carried years of unspoken emotions. RM froze. Yes, Kim Namjon, the man known for his eloquence, his wisdom, his ability to articulate the deepest thoughts, couldn't move. His hands hovered awkwardly in the air for a second, as if his mind was trying to catch up with reality. Why was Jungkook doing this? Why now? And why did it feel like the entire world had just shifted? Seconds felt like minutes. The cameras zoomed in. Fans held their breath. Some were already crying, though they didn't fully understand why. Then, slowly, RM hugged him back, and that's when everything changed. Because what followed wasn't just a simple interaction. It was a moment that would spark endless theories, emotional breakdowns, and a wave of speculation that would sweep across the global ARMY community within minutes. Was this planned? Was this spontaneous? Or was this something far more personal, something hidden beneath years of brotherhood, pressure, and silent struggles? As the hug lingered, Jungkook tightened his grip slightly, burying his face into RM's shoulder. It was subtle, but unmistakable. And for those who had followed BTS from the beginning, it felt like watching a story come full circle. Because this wasn't just Jungkook, the global superstar. This was Jungkook, the youngest member who once walked into the company as a shy teenager, looking up to RM as a mentor, a guide, almost like a pillar in his life. And now, in front of millions, he was holding on to that same person. But this time, it felt different, stronger, heavier, more emotional. RM's expression changed at first. Confusion, then realization. And finally, something no one expected to see from him in such a public moment. His eyes began to glisten. ARMY lost it. Social media exploded within seconds. Clips of the moment spread like wildfire. Fans replayed it over and over again, zooming in, analyzing every detail. The way Jungkook approached, the timing, RM's reaction, the intensity of the hug. This isn't normal, one fan wrote. Something happened behind the scenes, another speculated. Why does this feel like goodbye? A comment read, sending chills through thousands who stumbled upon it. But was it really a goodbye? Or was it something else entirely? Some fans began connecting dots. They remembered recent interviews where RM hinted at feeling overwhelmed. The subtle exhaustion in his voice. The way he spoke about responsibility, not as a burden, but as something deeply heavy. They remembered Jungkook's quiet glances toward RM in previous performances. The way he seemed to observe more, speak less. Had Jungkook noticed something the world didn't? Had he felt something before anyone else did? Back on stage, the hug finally broke. But the energy didn't return to normal. RM looked at Jungkook, searching for answers that perhaps only Jungkook himself understood. Jungkook, on the other hand, simply smiled, softly, reassuringly. It wasn't the smile of a performer. It was the smile of someone who had just said something without words. And RM nodded. Just a small nod. But it spoke volumes. The performance continued, but no one was watching the choreography anymore. No one cared about the set list. Because something far more powerful had just taken place. Something raw, something real, something human. Hours later, the internet was still in chaos. Fan theories multiplied. Some believed Jungkook was comforting RM after a difficult period. Others thought it was a symbolic gesture, a way of saying thank you to the leader who had carried so much for so long. And then there were those who believed this was just the beginning of something bigger. A shift, a turning point. A moment that would be remembered not just as a hug, but as a silent message that the world was never meant to fully understand. Because sometimes the most powerful words are the ones that are never spoken. And that night, Jungkook said everything to RM, without saying anything at all. But here's the question that continues to haunt millions of fans. What exactly did Jungkook mean? And why did RM look like he already knew? The truth might be closer than anyone thinks. Or perhaps, it's something only they will ever share. Point one thing is certain. This wasn't just a moment. This was history. The moment refused to fade. Even long after the stage lights dimmed and the echoes of the crowd dissolved into the night, that single, silent gesture continued to ripple across the world like a shockwave no one could stop. Clips of Jungkook embracing RM were everywhere, looped, slowed down, zoomed in, dissected frame by frame as if the truth could be extracted from pixels alone. But the more people watched, the less they seemed to understand. Because this wasn't just about what happened. It was about why it happened. And that question refused to be answered. Within hours, hashtags began dominating global trends. Millions of fans, army from every corner of the world, were united in confusion, emotion, and a strange, almost overwhelming sense that they had just witnessed something deeply personal that was never meant to be explained. Some couldn't stop crying. Others couldn't stop thinking. And many couldn't stop asking questions. Why did Jungkook look so serious before approaching RM? Why did RM freeze like that? Why did that hug feel so final? But perhaps the most chilling question of all was this. Why did it feel like Jungkook wasn't just comforting RM, but protecting him? As speculation spiraled, old footage began resurfacing. Moments that once seemed ordinary now carried a completely different weight. There was a clip from years ago. Jungkook, still young, sitting quietly while RM spoke during an interview. Back then, it looked like admiration. Pure, innocent admiration from the youngest member toward his leader. But now, fans were seeing something else. Attention, awareness, a kind of silent understanding that had been building for years. Another video surfaced. RM laughing with the members. But Jungkook's eyes were fixed on him, not with humor, but with something deeper. Almost like he was reading between the lines of RM's smile. Was Jungkook always this observant? Or was there something RM had been hiding all along? The theories became more intense. Some fans believed RM had been struggling in ways he never showed publicly. The pressure of leadership, the weight of expectations, the responsibility of carrying not just himself, but 6 other members, and an entire global phenomenon. And Jungkook? He was the one who noticed, he was the one who understood, he was the one who finally decided enough was enough. But if that was true, then why choose that moment? Why in front of thousands of fans? Why in front of cameras? Why turn something so personal into something so public? Unless it wasn't meant to be public at all. Unless Jungkook didn't plan it. Unless it was something that couldn't be held back anymore. Backstage footage from that night only deepened the mystery. A short clip, grainy, shaky, clearly not meant for public release, showed the members walking off stage. The energy was different.